Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shivam and today we are going to discuss another interview question. So the question goes by the name next greater element. So given an array, we need to find the next greater element for each of the element present in the array. So what does that mean? So this means we need to find for every element in the array, we need to find the first element on the right hand side of it which is greater than that element. So let's understand the problem more using the example array. So basically for every element we need to find the first element present on the right hand side which is greater than the current element. So if I see in this array, so for the first element, that is 3, which is the first element on the right hand side which is greater than. So if I see just adjacent like the next element 5, so 5 is greater than 3, so which means 5 is my next greater element to 3. So basically this is my input array and this is my output array which I need to print. So for 3 my answer will be 5. What about when I move to next index? So basically 5. So which is the first index, which is the first element on the right hand side of the 5 which is greater than 5. So it need not be the greatest element. So it just needs to be greater than 5 and should be present at the first point, like the first element which is greater than 5. So I check 2, 2 is not greater than 5. Then I come to 1, 1 is not greater than 5. Then I come to 7, 7 is greater than 5. So for 5, the next greater element is 7. So 7 is my answer for this position. Now I come to 2. So basically for 2 I will be checking all the elements on the right hand side. So I'll start with 1. So 1 is not greater than 2. So 1 can't be the next greater element for 2. Next I come to 7. So basically 7 is greater than 2. So for 2 also the next greater element is 7. Now I move to 1 and check elements on the right. So similarly 7. So 7 is greater than 1. So first 1 also next greater element is 1. So one more thing to note here is if there is an element in the array for which there does not exist a next greater element. So for example the last element will never have a next greater element. So in those cases what we are gonna print is we are gonna print -1, which means there is no next greater element for that array. So when I'm at 7, so basically I'll compare all the elements. So 4 is not greater than, 6 is not greater than, 3 is not greater than, 6 is not greater than, then 8 is greater than 7. So for 7, 8 is the next greater element. So we can say NGE, basically we can use the short form for saying next greater element. We can say next greater element is NGE. So now when I move to 4, so for 4 I'll be comparing from here. So 3 is not greater than 4, 6 is greater than 4. So for 4 my NGE is 6. Now I move to 3. So basically I'll compare all the elements on the right. 6 is greater than 3. So basically for 3 also NGE is this. So basically my output array is NGE array. Next greater element. So I have answer for 6 as well, 3 as well. Now 6. So basically 6. For 6 I'll compare the remaining. So 8 is greater than 6. So for my 6, 8 is next greater element. Now I am at 8. So basically I'll comparing all the right elements. So 1 is not greater than 8 and then array finishes. So that means for 8 we don't have NGE. So what we'll put in the array is -1. So for 8 there is no greater than next element. And 1, since 1 is the last element, so in all the cases the last element of the array will not have any NGE. So in that case the NGE will be -1. So -1. So this is my output array. This is what I got input, and I hope now you have a clear idea of the question. So how are you going to solve this question programmatically? So one way of solving this question is simply like how we approached it manually. So we can use the brute force method to solve this problem. So what we'll do is basically we'll have 2 loops. First loop to iterate over the input array at each index. So and then inner loop which will traverse from the current index +1. So basically for every element what we are gonna do is in the inner array we are gonna traverse from the next element to till the end, and we'll break at the moment we find a element which is greater than that current element. So my first array will loop from I is equal to 0 to I less than n, and the next array will loop from j equals to I plus 1 to j less than n, and there will be a break condition where and break will be inside the if loop when my aj is greater than ai. So that's how we can solve this question using brute force method, but this solution takes n square time because for every element we are traversing all the remaining elements. So this takes n square time, but this does not take any extra space. So the space complexity is O of n and the time complexity is O of n square. So now we need to find a way using which we can reduce the time complexity from n square to a complexity which is less than n. So let's think of a better solution. So look like the question says we need to find ng, and ng is the element, the first element on the right hand side of the array which is greater than the current element. So what if we try to solve, the array from the end, like what if we try to iterate the array from the last element and try to find a solution. Maybe we can avoid the two loops and be able to solve the question in just one loop, but if we traverse the array from the last. So what we can do is, starting from this position, so we are at the last index. What will be the ng for the last index? So since there are no elements on the right hand side, the ng will be -1. So for 1, my ng will be -1. Now I am at 8. So for 8, what will be my ng? So what I can do is I can compare these two elements. Since after 8 only one element exists, so I can be sure, like if I compare these two elements, and this element, if in case this element is greater, that means the ng for this element will be this. But if the next element is not greater than this element, which means the ng does not exist, because after 8 there exists only one element. So since 1 is not greater than 8, so my ng for 8 will be -1. Now I am at 6. So basically for 6, what I need to do, I need to compare all the elements on the right hand side. So first I will compare with 8. So my 8 is greater than 6. So what will be my ng in this case? Ng will be 8. But there is a catch. So we can't proceed like this. So let's just change the input array. And my input array being like this. So all the elements before that are same, and my elements after that will be 6, 2, 1, 7. So if my input array had been this, and I would have been at this place, and since I am comparing the, so since while traversing in reverse direction, I can only compare the last two elements. So first at 6 index, if I compare these two index, so my 2 is not greater than 6. So now in this case I need to traverse all the revenue elements, so which takes us back to what we solved earlier. So if we have to traverse all the elements on the right hand side, it is same as we are doing earlier. So we need to find a data structures using which we can store all the elements present on the right hand side. And what is the catch here? So basically, so for 6, what all elements I need to have? Like I need to see all the elements which are greater than 6. So for any element, what I need to store is, so basically I need to store all the elements which are greater than this. Because why we don't want any element which is smaller than this? Because if any element is smaller than 6, for example I have 3, so why I don't want 3, I can discard 3's, because for all the elements on the left hand side, ng can be 6 or any number greater than 6. It can't be 3, because 3 is smaller than 6, and for all the elements which are smaller than 6, ng will be 6, and we don't need to go to further ahead. So for every element, what we need to store is, we need to store all the elements which are greater than that element. So that reduces our set, like this. So basically what we are storing is, for every element we are storing the elements which are greater than that element and present on the right hand side. So let's think of a data structure using which we can effectively solve this problem. So take your time and not straight away jump to the solution. I want you to think of the solution and take off your time and list down all the possible data structures you know, and try to fit in this solution so that even in the real time in the interview you are able to solve this question yourself. Okay, so were you able to think of a data structure which can solve our use case and which can fit properly in our use case? So if you are able to solve, that's good, and if you are not able to solve, let's discuss and I'll explain you why we choose that data structure. So basically the DS which fits here is stack. So why it fits here, let's discuss. So basically we are starting from the last index in the array. We are storing all the elements which are greater than that element in the stack. So what we can do is, basically initially we have an empty stack, and when we come at an index, before inserting that element in the stack, what we do is, since I already told you we don't want any element which is smaller than that. So what I'll do is, I'll pop out all the elements present in the stack which are smaller than this element. So after popping out all the elements which are smaller than that element, what I do is, on the top of the stack, what will I have? So the top of the stack will be my next greater element, the NG. And if the case is like the stack is empty, that means my NG does not exist. So that's how stack fits here, because it provides efficient popping and pushing, and we can effectively make the comparison between the element. So likewise, I told you initially my stack is 0 and I am at first index. So before putting this element in the stack, I'll be popping all the elements which are smaller than that. Since my stack is empty, I'll not pop anything. Next, what I need to do is I need to print the NG. And what is the NG? NG is the top of the stack. Since my stack is empty, so it does not have any element, so the top will so there is no top on the element, so that means my NG is -1. After doing both the operations, what I do is I push the element to the stack. So now my stack contains 1. Next, I am at 8. So before pushing 8, what I need to do? I need to do two things. First is pop all the elements which are smaller than 8, and second is print the NG. What is the NG? NG is the top of the stack. If the stack is empty, that means no top, that means no NG, then that means NG is -1. And if the stack has some elements, then print the top of the stack, which is NG. So firstly, I pop all the elements which are smaller than that. So I have 1 which is smaller than 8, so I'll pop it out. So I'll remove 1 from stack, and then I need to print the top. So my stack is empty, so I'll be printing -1, and I then push the 8 to my stack. Next, I move to 6. So what I do is, before pushing it to stack, I need to pop all the smaller elements. So since there are no smaller elements, I'll not pop anything. Then I need to print the top of the stack. So my top of the stack is 8. So for 6, my NG is 8, and then I'll push the 6 to the stack. So now my stack has 2 elements, 6 and 8. Next, what I do is, I am at 3. So before inserting 3, I'll pop all the smaller elements. So since there are no smaller elements, I don't need to pop any element. Then I print the top. So top is 6. So my NG for 3 is 6, and then I insert 3 in it. So now are you able to understand why we use stack? So we use stack because we need the first element on the right hand side which is greater than, and the stack property is first in, last out. So that's how we are able to use the property of stack to solve our question, because we need to have the last element which has entered the stack to pop first. So last in, first out. So that's how we are using the LIFO property of stack to solve our question effectively. So now after inserting 3, I am at 4. So I'll be popping all the elements which are smaller than 4. So my 3 is smaller than 4. So I'll pop it out, and then I'll print the top. So top is 6, and then I'll insert 4 again back. Now I am at 7. So I'll be popping all the elements which are smaller than 7. So my 4 is smaller than 7. I'll pop it out. 6 is smaller than, I'll pop it out, and then I print the top. So top is 8. So my NG for 7 is 8, and I push the 7 to the stack. So now my stack has 2 elements, 7 and 8. Now I am at 1. So I need to pop all the elements smaller than that. So there are no smaller elements, though I don't need to pop it out. Then I print the top element. So that is 7. And then I push my 1 to stack. Now I am at 2. I need to pop all smaller elements. So I'll pop 1 and then print the top. So top will be 7. Then I push 2 in it. Next I move to 5. So for 5, I need to pop all the smaller elements. I'll pop 2. I'll print 7. And I insert 5. Next I move to 3. So for 3, what I do is I pop all the smaller elements. Since there are no smaller elements, I just print the top. So my top is 5. And this is the end. So now I have my NGE array, the next greater element. So for 3, next greater element is 5. So for 5, next greater element is 7, 2, 7, and likewise. So this is how we are able to solve this question in linear time and with extra space, which is proportional to the size of array. So using the stack. So this is very important question and being asked in very good product based companies like Amazon, Adobe, Uber. So they just want to test are you able to think of a DS which can fit this problem, and which is stack. So you need to be very clear about which DS to use when. So I told you why we use DS, because of the property last in first out. So there are multiple questions which use queue. So interviewer never tells you directly that you need to use the queue here or you need to use stack here, and he does not tell you that this is a question of stack. You need to fit the DS and solve the question. So that's how you need to approach the question. You need to have the list of all the DS you know in your mind and try to fit in all those possible DS and see which is the best choice. So the code for this question is very simple. If you want, I can explain you the code. Post your comments in the YouTube on the video. I'll make a subsequent video to explain the code, and I'm pasting the code screen right here. You can pause the video and have a look, and if you have any questions you can comment on my video. Also, if you want to read the solution and read the code yourself, you can reach out to my blog post, and the link of the blog post is written in the description. Thank you. All the best.